Good evening to all you bright little boys and girls in the land of Europe, and good afternoon to those of you in the hardened heart of America. I am Ro, and joining me today for this lovely cast of Weebtunnel Tactics versus Lowpander is Ombrack as well on the casting side, and Beater, the cameraman, who's got all the plans. Ombrack, what do we got here tonight?
Hey, so I think you made a mistake. You say, hey, girls. I don't think we have girls around here. This is internet and video gaming, so shaking my head there. And here we are, kind of a weird game going on here, because both of these teams, you mentioned Weebtunnel Tactics and Lowpander, they went through roster changes lately, both of them losing their pocket soldiers, so it's going to be interesting to see how each of these teams managed to deal with that, and how this is going to be some interesting. It's almost like a week one game where teams aren't really set yet and some weird stuff can happen.
Yeah, no, I think Ubers and Vanny caught a whiff of this Pyro update or something, because they just turned tail and ran the week of the update. So I don't know, maybe that might be a factor. But in any case, we've got some replacements picking them up, and we can go over the rosters real quick with some head-to-head stats on these sweet little pre-reports we got here. Beater, if you can load those up. It's not working, I'm being told.
Oh, we have
so I just baited everyone, but we can talk about it on Brack. You've seen some players in action, right?
Yeah, so Lowpander, let's go with the favorites of this game. Lowpander Martin is going to play Medic, making his comeback after missing last week, being subbed by Menti, who is actually going to be on the other side of the map. On Pocket, we have Warrior switching from Demo to Pocket Soldier. On Roamer, it's going to be good old Ignis. Nuthouse is playing Roaming Scout, Bloodis is playing Pocket Scout, and the Demo Man is not really a newcomer, because it's Fee, or also known as Jimbot. He was playing Demo Man for Weebtunnel Tactics last season, in previous season, so he's just making a comeback, So he knows how to deal with his teammates.
Yeah, so that's the side of Weebtunnel Tactics.
Oh yeah, I did. I think
you kind of mixed them there.
Oh, what am I doing?
You started off with Lowpander and then quickly changed over to Weebtunnel halfway through. But that's okay, that's okay. Because on Lowpander we have Martin actually on Medic, with Hildreth the Demo, Mookie on Soldier, Zoob replacing Ubers, so we'll be seeing the debut of Zoobers, as well as Mr. Epic and Funds, the scouts for Lowpander.
One interesting thing is that both Vanny and Ubers quit the game for the same reasons. Both of them were kind of getting bored of it and decided to quit on the same week, so I'm expecting to see some interesting theories, such as Vanny is Ubers, coming up on the internet pretty soon. But yeah, odd timing,
Yeah, I don't remember seeing Vanny at LAN in the same time as Ubers. Now that I think about it.
He was just wearing a mask.
One of them always said they had to go to the bathroom, and then the other one came back.
Yeah, exactly.
Take what you will. It's the Illuminati. We're gonna be moving on from this controversy regarding the Pocket Soldier, Ubers, and Vanny. And we're gonna be getting into our two set for this week. It's gonna be Snakewater and Sunshine. Now, we saw a little bit of Snakewater last week, but did either of these teams, if you know anything about the matches, did either of these teams stand out to you during Snakewater from last week?
Weebtunnel Tactics got completely blown away by Lego. I think it was a 5-0 in like 20 minutes, something like that. So yeah, really a rough game for them. Yeah, on Snake. And Lowpander, they beat the Chuckbusters 3-0. That was kind of stalemate-y. They didn't really, force their talent to win that one. They just... Lowpander is a team that actually isn't really that keen. They're not really practicing. And they just show up for the game. I'm actually surprised that this time they had a warm-up game. They usually don't. So yeah, that's kind of how they go. They just go on, rely on their raw talent, not really anything else. So if it comes to predictions, I would say Weebtunnel Tactics don't stand a chance if Lowpander actually care and tries. But if they don't, which could be the general idea, if they don't really care, maybe we could have an actual game going on.
All right. well, I do believe we have finally some stats to go head-to-head with, as we have Hildreth versus Warher. And when you look at that stat line, War's probably putting out more kills on average, but he's also pumping out more deaths than kills. So, I mean, when you look at that KD ratio, Hildreth is just the man who stays alive. I mean, he's in first place for the season, if I'm not mistaken, by this report, in terms of staying alive, KD being at 1.26 to Warher's fifth place KD. But then when you look at the damage, Warher is cleaning him out of the water there, leading the entire season with that 343, an entire 100 damage per minute ahead of Hildreth. That means he's literally pumping out 3,000 damage more every game.
That's just two different like the opposite play styles you can have on the moment. Warher, well, he's playing pocket tonight, so it's going to be a bit different. But on the moment, he's the one main calling, so he's the one the Weebtunnel tactics are playing around him. So he's getting more heals, and he leads the teams. Obviously, he leads the charges, he leads the fights. So that's pretty normal to see him with high number damages, stuff like that. And Hildreth has always been that Demoman, kind of sitting behind his pocket and his scout, his pocket scout, funds. And so the really different kind of playstyle. I would say Hildreth is more efficient because obviously his team has a better ranking, but that's maybe only because like Hildreth has a better team, but Weebtunnel Tactics have the better demo, if you see what I mean. So it's gonna be. It could have been an interesting duel, but now that War is on pocket, it's gonna be Fee or Jimbot. And Jimbot, he kind of has the same playstyle as War here. He likes to go deep. He relies on DM. I would say his DM is kind of the weaker side compared to War, but he's still pretty reliable. So it's good. I don't know. I think Hildreth is gonna have the same game he always has, hiding behind his pocket and his. Well, he should do that, but now that this is Zug on pocket and no Ubers, again, this is going to be, we mentioned before, this is going to be maybe a change of playstyle for both of the teams now that their pocket just swapped around. I don't really know what to expect. I'm sure both of the teams will have the same general playstyle, but some details may change, and maybe out of these details, we could have an interesting outcome.
Yeah, and I think the mids have the biggest role in how these players are going to be adapting, or not adapting, but adjusting to how they're handling things, because we're going to be having, like you say, Jimbo, the same aggressive play style on a map that probably favors. It's really kind of a rock, paper, scissors kind of mid, I feel, in terms of whether to play passive or immediately get in there and cause some havoc with your soldiers.
And we haven't mentioned it as we're getting live, I guess, that this is the last game we have before the update. No, we're not getting live, I'm getting trolled. But yeah, this is the last official we're gonna have in Prem ETF2L before the update. So maybe last time you tune in on TFTV, you will have some jetpack pyros going on. So enjoy, because this could be the last game of an era.
An entire era of TF2 is just completely squandered by the TF2 Jungle Inferno update. That just makes me a little afraid inside.
Yeah, me too. I don't really know what to expect. So we'll see. I think we have some Fun versus Bloodies shenanigan on screen, and this duel should be savage, because in my eyes, Bloodies has like maybe the weakest DM of all the Pocket Scouts in Prem, while Fun's may have the better one. So it's like clash of playstyle again. Funz is really, he likes to play with the heals and play good. He takes the heals from Martin and then goes deep and try to do some heavy damage on everyone else. So yeah, this is a one-way duel in favor of Funz.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting that these stats tell me that Funz is only like 3rd place and 4th place in all of his respective areas in terms of damage and KD. Like, Funz has been phenomenal with how many kills he gets and just stays alive and gets 3 kills before finally dying. He had 30 HP the whole time. These kind of crazy things that Funz does to stay alive. And he's only third. So I'm trying to think in my mind, well, who could be better than Funds in general in Europe? Like, all I can think about is how incredible Funds is.
Tiger is probably the go-to. Oh, and we are live, I guess.
Yeah, we are live, and we are going to be watching Hildreth, who's getting to mid relatively the same time, putting some stickies in, and actually Mookie's going to be behind through the kitchen. No one even noticed him, really. They're kind of looking behind. Warher, yeah, he's going to look behind, but not before Mookie can get off some good damage here. He throws out some rockets, doesn't really get any frags here, and Jimbo's able to get the frag onto him, finally, with that Iron Bomber. He's throwing some more stickies, getting good damage onto Zoob, and that's going to open the door for some initiation here. War takes an arrow, is playing very passive, getting good damage onto Zoob, finally picks him off. And the scout rushes forward, almost takes down Jimbo. He's so weak, he can't even do anything. He's going to have to back out through the lower while the rest of this exchange happens. And we do see, finally, Lowpander have opted to get out, but not before Nuthouse can walk forward and pick up Mr. Epic just as he's walking through the slaw.
Both of these teams just went for the same meet. All of them just played around their medic, except the roamer jumping in, tried to get something done, but both Mookie and Ignis got shut down really early, and then Weebtunnel Tactics won the spam out game, and now they're making their way into the second. They're gonna secure it for some reason. Lowpander didn't want to commit there, even though they had some people up. They're only missing Mon and if I'm not mistaken, but this is gonna be a stalemate on last. They're gonna have to break this safe. Mr. Epic is playing sniper on the left door, and I see Mookie on spy, but is he checking? No, he's actually going for some kind of play. And Warrior, yeah, he's actually jumping in, trying to get something done onto the medic, but Martin is hiding onto spawn, and both Warrior, yeah, and Nuthouse are getting cleaned. But I think that was a side because War, even though he plays pocket, he loves to play sniper, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the pocket soldier respawning as a sniper when he gets up, yeah.
Yeah, that certainly could be the thing that breaks the camel's back as we do see Mr. Epic on the sniper now, peeking forward while Mookie is still spy. And that distraction was actually perfect because he was able to get out to the medic. Oh, what an incredible play. They also managed to pick up Ignis thanks to Funds. Bloodus finally takes out Mookie, but that drop is going to make so much room. And that nice little sticky trap, though, will be able to pick up Mr. Epic, if I'm not mistaken. And we do see Nuthouse is kind of in a position here to go for a backcap. Jimbo playing around his trap near the battlements, and Lowpander is really careful right now. They want to be able to push out, but they know that eminent backcap is happening when you have two players down.
And they're trying to go for the push out, even though they only have the overhead, and War is sniping from the window, so you have all eyes onto the lobby and Prox onto the balcony, so it's going to be really tough for Lowpander to push in. Zoop died to a sticky trap from Jimbo, and the aggression is pulled off onto the Lowpander on the choke area, but they're already with the tactic. They're already far back, and the back cap is going on from Nuthouse, and that's the first round for Weebtunnel Tactics. I think he went from under, and no one was checking this area. Wow, that's unexpected. And Weebtunnel Tactics did take the first round with a nice bait play for their scouts.
Yeah, I think Lowpander there was a little bit too focused on getting their players out while they were still two players down, and so that just kind of made it so that once we're in push mode, our players are rushing in through lobby, not through lower, and that allowed Nuthouse to go from his hiding spot to blast cap and pick it up for his team. Going to the mid fight, we do see Ignis in position here, going to be going over the top. Good rocket onto Martin, also going to follow up with a little bit of damage onto Hildreth, who's very low. One little chip shot is all it's going to take, but Nuthouse is focused more on Mookie here. Now the bomb is going to come in from Zoob, who might be able to pin it onto the medic. Menti does get taken down here, and that's going to open the door for the rest of Lowpander to take this mid and potentially could clean up another frag. But we do see initiation from Nuthouse. He's on to the point, doing some good damage, but not able to clean up onto the medic here. And now, finally, things have calmed down. Jimbo setting up traps for second. Lowpander looking to take this round.
And the round, oh, they won mid, so they're going to take the round. That's rushing into things maybe, but again, oh, was that blinded? No, okay, Funds rushed Jimbo and got a frag. War is playing sniper again. Again, both these teams, they went for the same mid. They commit both their soldiers, but Soup was a bit more efficient than War and managed to get the medic out of the straight. So now Lowpander is sitting on the comfortable Uber ad, and they're going to try to push on this, but look at Nuthouse and Bloodis. The heavy and the NG are out. Uber is used from under onto Funds and Hildreth, but nothing is done with the charge. Sentry finally dies, but it's a bit late now, and if Weebtunnel Tactics play it well, they can get the cleanup frags, and as I say, that Jimbot feels really weak, and ooh, airshot shenanigans going on over the point, and that should be a round for Lowpander. Zoob is really weak, and so is Martin. Maybe the scout can do it. Nuthouse is on his own, he finally gets cleaned up by Funds, and that's a retaliation, a really quick response from Lowpander. They didn't want to go behind on this game, and they finally equalized really quickly. Really strong showing from Lowpander there.
Yeah, Zoob did a good job of staying alive. He was so low, but none of the scouts could focus on them because they were caught in their own battles. As a result, we're going to be seeing the win from Lowpander. Can they take it down to a second mid?
And let's see what Mickey does. This time he's playing on the Weebtunnel tactics kitchen. And so it is Ignis. It's just a mirror all the time. Both of these soldiers, they do the same thing. And they're gonna wait for some opening going on. Mickey is speaking, not doing anything done. I think both these teams are just happy to wait and see when the aggression comes. Mickey and Zub tries to bomb in. Mickey is finally cleaned up by a good job from Ludis. And in the meantime, both soldiers died again. Nice. But Martin died. I missed that, but I assumed the double bomb from Ignis and War did the trick. And now the nice pipe from Jimbot cleaned up Idrith, and I think he piped the scout in the process as well. Only Zoom is up, and he finally. I thought he would crater there, but no, he finally escaped. And finally a mid going on. I think the bombs have been kind of non-efficient so far, but this one from Ignis and War really worked.
Yeah, War was no longer playing passive. He was paying very close attention to Mookie, making sure nothing could happen. And then as soon as the all clear was made, he went for the bomb in tandem with his teammate Ignis. And now they're going to be working together once again to pick up Mookie here, who was trying to get into a high position. Zub also trying to get in. Jimbo's going to get the nice little air pipe there.
Mon with a nice headshot. It drops Menti, and that's... he saved the situation here, and Fons gets War here as well. So Mon is still peeking from the lobby, trying to get the denial onto the point, but Jimbot is hiding behind the crate, and he gets finally headshot. You don't peek, Mr. Epic, or you get shut down, but Fons dies as well. This is a DM Fest. Nuthouse cleans Morton by going from cheese into the backlines, and he saves the situation again. Both medic died in this fight, but now Menti is up, and Weebtunnel Tactics are still fighting into the lobby.
Yeah, there is a soldier on top of the demo Jimbot. Going to get taken down by Mookie, and actually Zub is able to pick up on Dementi as well. War also going down to Funds. It's a clean wipe practically. Those are just respawns. Nuthouse. Actually, there is one soldier underneath. Ignis doing some good damage on to Funds, but he's not afraid, but he still gets taken down. Good rockets from Ignis. Able to get that frag, and now a follow-up from Nuthouse, who was on the respawn. Almost takes down Martin, but Zub plays a very good pocket, and he will not allow that to happen. But Ignis is still a threat here as he's calling things out for his team, and now the respawn Jimbo is here, putting some stickies onto the point. Bomb from both the soldiers from Weebtunnel Tactics is going to initiate onto the point here, and they're going to be able to pick up onto Martin, who gets piked by Jimbo. This is insanely bad for Lowpander because now they've lost all their forward momentum, and Martin is still on the respawn. They could just dry push this.
And Weebtunnel Tactics are pushing from the left side. Bloodies put some cam time already. Really nice lashes down from the Finnish scout. Zub and Mookie try to drop the bomb, but Jimbot with a nice stickies and pipe just protect the scout and get the frag. I don't really know why Lowpander tried to push out of their last there. They had no ad to work with, and they still decided to go for it and got punished. That was kind of a rookie mistake there, and the Weebtunnel Tactics are in the lead again.
And I think we have a pause. And Jimbo is really stepping up to the play right now because he is at the top of the scoreboard over his own medic, same as Funds on the opposing team. They are just he is just doing a phenomenal job here. He's hitting everything and winning these pushes, and it's a little scary. I think Lowpander was not ready for the Jimbot to activate.
And before the game I mentioned Weebtunnel Tactics could have a game going if Lowpander didn't really care about it, and like not trying to say Weebtunnel Tactics couldn't win anyway, but I feel like Lowpander, they don't look like they're really trying or really caring. I mean, why would you push out of the lobby there in this situation? I think that one or maybe two people down, they had no any Uber ad or number ad to work with, and they still decide to go and fight. And Weebtunnel Tactics read the situation really well and decided to fight back, and obviously they had better positions and the bombs were really effective from War and Ignis again, so they punished the push out really well. And yeah, I'm wondering what's going on here, and if Lowpander... I wonder what happens on Lowpander Rumble right now.
I'm just looking at this third-person view of War, and it's hilarious, and I hope we can get a little bit of a shot of that before this mid concludes and he's dead. It just looks so funny. He's just walking with his knees buckled. But now we do see Ignis going in immediately onto the medic, but he's going to get taken out because Funds is playing defensively, and Mr. Epic will help him out with that. And now with both soldiers dead, it's going to be a clean house. If the scout Nuthouse could do something, no, he does not get in. Jimbot will be able to pick up on Mookie though, as he teaming with the aggression, and now Lowpander are taking control, and Zoob is also suffering the same disease as War, as he's just afflicted by the pause that happened earlier.
Nice jump from Hildreth, securing the lobby maybe for his team, completely deny the potential hold onto the lobby from Weebtunnel Tactics, and that's another mid for Lowpander. This time the double bomb from Ignis and War was inefficient, and this is gonna be another. None of the medic died on this mid, so it's gonna be another hold there. I hear a gun from Nuthouse, and Bloodies is on heavy and War is on sniper, so this is the meta we have right now. Everyone is playing off classes, I guess. Mookie decides to jump in onto the gun and the heavy, and yeah, he gets the demo somehow. Oh, I guess he jumped just when Nuthouse was moving his gun to the crate, so a nice red there from Mookie, unless it was because Jimbot freezed or crashed somehow, and that's why they're asking for a pause.
Yeah, the unpause is finally back. We're back to normal players and everything moving along smoothly. Something about FIA. I don't know what that means, but apparently they're using Discord. I don't know what's happening. They're talking about comps, and it's not a big deal. The unpause has happened. We're back into action. That is to say, we're in a stalemate.
And yeah, it's gonna be some dual sniper action going on with War and Mr. Epic. One sniper for each team. I would give the edge to Mr. Epic there, but maybe War can surprise us and gets a nice frag. I don't see where he's standing though. Oh, it's on the left spawn door, so he's not gonna see him on picking. Only Ignis is there on the right side, and the Lowpander is busting on the left. Mookie is in, trying to get onto Ignis. Ignis on 3 HP, not dying to Mookie. Somehow he escaped, but no, Funds just get him and cleans up the roaming soldier. That could give some room to Mr. Epic on the left, and he's trying to take it. He gets Jimbot, who was trying to go and meet the sniper, but nice headshot, and War retaliates onto the other demo man, so this could be another reset, but War dies to a body shot from Mon. Ubers are trading on the right side. This could be okay for Weebtunnel Tactics. They're gonna get the demo man really soon with the Swan. Zoob's really weak, and Funds is causing havoc onto the backlines of Weebtunnel Tactics with the help of Mookie. Both cars, only Bloodies and Nuthouse, are up, and they finally get Funds on the point. This should be over for Lowpander. They can't cap it anymore, and oh, nice fight from Idris. But once again, that fight was really scrappy.
Yeah, I feel like they could have won that fight, but they were just... One, Mr. Epic wasn't hitting any more shots once he killed the demo man, who was already going to die anyway. It was a novelty headshot rather than a necessity, because Jimbo was literally one rocket away. Even like max range splash would have knocked him out. But they do have that Uber advantage, 70-80% right now, so they'll be working their way in as soon as they get it. They're opting to go to the right side. Mookie's going to be clearing out the drop down real quick for his team. There are currently no stickies though. Jimbo's put all of his attention on the traps on the point, so Jimbo's got to stay alive if they want to get onto this. They're going to be rotating over to the left side with this Uber here now, trying to catch out some players. They're getting on top of the shack. Menti will get taken down, and a nice shot from Mr. Epic's going to take down Nuthouse. So one less scat to worry about, but Bloodis is still on the prowl and is the only man alive. If he can take out Funds here, there is potential, but no, that'll be a nice little frag. 2k for Funds, taking out the demo and the cap.
That was a really clean and methodic push from Lowpander. They used early, jumped in, got the frags, and everyone played around their medic, so that was more like it. That was more Lowpander-ish style of gameplay. And that's 2-2 now. Already 4 rounds with only 30 minutes going on. That was a pretty fast-paced TF2 game.
Yeah, I'm surprised. You wouldn't think that this is going to be all different in a few hours. But we're going to be seeing initiation from Ignis, getting good damage onto Mookie. Going to be able to get the better of that. Almost craters inside the comfort of his own kitchen. And the damage has already been done. War so low on health, takes an arrow though, is going to be coming back into the fray here. Pressuring some players here, but Funds doesn't want to have any of it. He's playing very passively. He wants to get something, but he might get caught out here. But you see Nuthouse is going to be chasing in through the saw room. But no, he just pokes and prods, and now we're going to be seeing a full rotation by the explosive classes. They're getting into the yard here, taking control of fences and spamming things out, but I think Zoo wants to fight this. He doesn't want to give up this point for free at all. They have the numbers. Why should they back up?
And both for a nice pipe from Jimbot cleaning up Funds. This could be an entry pick for Weebtunnel Tactics, but as I say that, Jimbot dies as well on his own on green. Ubers are probably traded. Yeah, Menti surfs away. He decides finally to use the Uber, and This could be an okay fight for Weebtunnel Tactics. They just have to play around their medic now. Both the soldiers from Lowpander bombing out onto Menti, but the rockets are beeped from Zoob, and Nuki is just hiding there behind the panel on top right, so he's not going to do anything. Mon finally gets cleaned up as well, and this fight is going in favor of Weebtunnel Tactics. Nice holds from Menti onto that Uber, just allowing his team to win this fight just because they have the Uber for the longest time.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at these things. They got Martin in the exchange at some point, and now they're going to be seeing some initiation here from Nuthouse, but he goes a little bit too far forward because there's still a full health heavy who's getting arrowed up, going to stay alive so long. Zoo putting in the good damage here, and now they're going to clean up onto Jimbo, the last player alive. He does hit a nice little pipe, and also his sticky took out funds, so it's now just the soldiers and Mr. Epic versus the opposing soldiers and medic, or scout, not medic.
The war is hiding onto the lobby. What is he waiting for? I don't know. Does he want to go for backup? He's going for HVAC. Nice try from War, finger warmer as a pocket. Now Mookie is on the prowl, but is he getting another frag? No, funny escapes.
He hit a fat direct from the low ground. He was able to deny Mr. Epic, so now he's backed up at the lobby, and that's going to allow the rest of Weebtunnel Tactics to take control of the point, and Zoob is also going to pick up onto, or get picked off by Jimbot, who's now rushing in. He's not even afraid. They're going to be going on another dry push here, putting out some good damage. Going to try and deny this sniper, Mr. Epic, who actually took a little splash damage. The cap is so close, though. He's going to actually grab it.
And Bloody is, again, just played the point, and no one really contested him, so he got him quite easily. Nice play again for Weebtunnel Tactics. They saw that two people from Lowpander were still down, so they just used their number advantage and pushed in. And I don't know, I'm kind of impressed by Weebtunnel Tactics so far, and I'm wondering how much the absence of Ubers is arming Lowpander right now.
Another mid here. We're going to be seeing Lowpander kind of defensive here, but now Mookie's going to be initiating. Ignis couldn't quite get around. He's going to take a ton of damage here. War also trying to follow up. He's able to pick up on a Mookie, but it's very low. Dangerously low, because now Zoob is coming in. Going to walk forward and do some great damage on Menti. One little shot. It's all it's going to take, but Mr. Epic is not chasing him down. Nuthouse also taking a ton of damage. Going to crater inside of the saw room. War went for a...
Martin.
Oh, how did War do that?
He shot a rocket at Martin, who kind of failed his surf and cratered onto the floor. That was kind of sad, but that's a mid for Lowpander, I guess. And but I don't think they can fight for that second one. They're trying to go for it, but the bomb is coming from Ignis, is held by Bloodies, and yeah, Lowpander knows they can't push there, so they're backing off. And Menti have 90% ag, so Weebtunnel Tactics are going to be on the move really soon.
Yeah, some fast bombs from War, who's ready to roll. He's going to be jumping around, checking for sticks. No stickies to call for. He's going to be getting on top of the awning. Going to be jumping in once again. Mookie now going for the initiation. Couldn't quite connect the rocket onto Menti. He's going to stay alive. And now Zoo is also desperate to get out through the saw room. Some initiation from Nuthouse, pressuring from the shack. It's a lot of work, but War goes too far and gets picked off by Mr. Epic. So that's going to be a little bit of a saving grace, because they're going to get the cap, but the rest of Lowpander are going to have their Uber in time to defend the second with an even number situation.
Yeah, I felt like here Weebtunnel Tactics, they knew they had Uber ad, so they were like, we have ad, we don't have to use there, and they can play kind of passively. Well, if they had gone really deep, maybe they could have used the Uber ad and killed Martin, but no, this is gonna be a reset. But I don't think they were expecting to be on the lead at some point, on this game, so it's going to be interesting to see how Weebtunnel Tactics want to play this out. Will they just stall it forever and wait for Lowpander to do something, or are they actually going to try to make something happen? We should have an answer in the next couple minutes.
We do have a sniper respawn for Epic. Able to make some work here from the lower. Jimbo's pretty much watching Saw all by himself. He can't really cut across here because they got to get some pressure on it. War tried to get in there. Did get the force onto Martin, though. And that's going to be a really good thing for, you know...
And they clean up Mickey in the process, so in the end that's just a 1-for-1 trade with the Uber used onto Lowpander side, so they could use that and push this, trying to avoid the sniper sight line. Jimbot is jumping deep, trying to make some room for his medic, but Mr. Epic doesn't care, and from the cheese he finally gets Menti, who was standing there waiting for his team to tell him to move. So again, nice play from Mr. Epic, just salvaging the situation for his team, and that could be a push out from Lowpander, considering how they've been playing so far.
Oh, and a nice pick from Bloodus onto Zoob, who was at the door, but he wasn't quite ready for who was knocking. Ignis also going to be picking up on the Hildreth here, and Martin could potentially get down. He takes a surf, couldn't quite get a strafe around to avoid that death there. Couldn't go for an edge bug or anything, and that's going to be a really good pick for them, because even though Minty is down and finally respawned, getting that heal beam underway, I don't know if they can make an ad out of this. I mean, they're building, sure, but 25% is barely enough to push off of.
And I'm really impressed by War so far. Again, he was playing demo the whole season, but he's been playing pocket tonight, and he plays that pocket in a way, really aggressive pocket, not really sitting with his med all the time. He's going really deep, and I think that's the fourth or maybe fifth time he gets Martin or he gets the Force out of the medic. So yeah, really good game from War so far, and I think that's one of the reasons Weebtunnel Tactics are ahead in this game. And I think they were arrow building. I heard some arrow shenanigans going on, so this is going to be actually a 30% ad there. Only 20 now. Weebtunnel Tactics they're going to use maybe on the right door. Yeah, Uber is finally used onto Bloodies and Jimbot, but everyone is hiding in spawn right now when the Jimbot gets air headshot while it was Uber, and the crumble is happening for Weebtunnel Tactics. They have so much cap time, they only need some good, but Uber is finally used by Martin, and the cap is contested. Nancy and Nuthouse, can they do it? No, they finally back out, but that was so close for Weebtunnel Tactics to make it 4-2.
Yeah, Menti flung himself onto the point. He almost got the cap too because some players were just a little bit off it. And Nuthouse is actually going to drop down once again, dropping on top of the face of Martin, going for the same back cap route, but he's going to be meeting up with some players. But grabbing that frag as a result is definitely a good trade, because now we're going to be seeing an even bigger advantage, practically 50% by the time they get there. And in fact, because they have all their numbers, they're just going to be going for the push itself. They don't have to worry about anything except for Mr. Epic, who's over here on the right side. He does have his sight line up, but no, he's not going to be able to get anything. He gets knocked back. Mookie did pick him on the Jimbot, though.
Really nice pick there, and Mr. Epic is fighting there. What a fight for Lowpander, just collapsing on the phone and getting all the frags, and only Ignis and Nuthouse are there. Nuthouse is alone. He's going for it, he's going on last, he's against versus Martin. If he wins it, it's 4-2, he wins the duel, and that's a 4-2 to Weebtunnel Tactics. What is going on here?
We're seeing a crumble. That's exactly what it is. There's so much momenti. Okay, I'm not gonna try that. Momentum from Weebtunnel Tactics, and all of these things. They're getting the picks they need, and as soon as they lose something, they take it right back. You know, all these frags, particularly from War. So it's really just strong, taking out Martin. I think that's one of the biggest things. Is they're holding on to these advantages really strongly.
And War tried to go deep in the backlines, but he got cleaned up by Fons, and now the counter draft is coming from Mookie onto Bloodies on the top right. He finally gets the frag, yeah, he finally gets it, and Lowpander is pushing forward. Ignis on the backline tried to go for Martin, but got cleaned up by Mr. Epic and Fons, and Menti dies to Mookie. Nice mid from Mookie, actually doing something for his teamer. I mean, finally, I would say, because he hasn't impressed me so far, but there, he stepped up, and maybe Lowpander realizes there's only 10 minutes left, and if they want to take it, they might have to wake up.
Yeah, they're just rushing in straight through lower. They're not worried about a sniper. They do hear it, and they pop it off. Mark going to be flashing onto his players to get the damage out. They can just cap right now. They have him completely locked out from the point. Pyro rushes in, tries to make something happen. He's staying alive for a very long time. War finally get taken out here, and Nuthouse also gets dropped by the
If he had a jetpack there, he would have defended. I'm telling you. With a jetpack, that would have been 4-2. No round taken for Lowpander, but in the end, that's a 4-3. Another quick response from Lowpander. Maybe they actually care now, and it's gonna be interesting to see how they decide to approach this new mid. Because if they want to, they can just roll through the game and win it. So let's see what Mookie does. He's just spamming there.
A lot more passive to see on the awning. Not going to be jumping into the kitchen or anything. Both players are very wary right now. It's getting very anxious for everyone. Ignis is going to be bombing in, getting some good damage onto Martin. Not quite enough to follow up on. Nuthouse is going to attempt, though, sitting up top. He gets peppered down by all these scattergun shots. Waits for an arrow. Can't quite get it, though. Zub was deep in, getting taken out by Nuthouse just before he goes away. And a follow-up on to War is going to be Fons, who's working his way around. Going to get on top of Jimbo, too. Can potentially take him out. He surfs a sticky. So hurt. One more shot's all I can take, but an arrow is going to be able to keep him alive, sustain him for a moment longer, but the damage is being done. It's so much, and Mookie has nothing. He's all out of ammo, but Jimbo gets taken down by Martin. He's got the arrows.
And I feel like Fons feels kind of baited on this push because his team was kind of slow to follow him, and if they were kind of quicker, they could have cleaned up everyone and probably get Nancy in the trade, but that's another mid for Lowpander. They checked the second point, and this is Uber. No, not Uber. The same Uber from both teams. War is already on the sniper on the right side, and there's a gun. Level 1 cleaning up Muki. We tried to go for Menti. So is Muki gonna spawn as an off class? Maybe, or maybe Mr. Epic is just gonna all the way back to go on the spawn and go sniper. I feel like that's what he's doing. I see him on main, so yeah, I'm expecting Mr. Epic to go sniper and to have another Stalemate going on. But they won't surprise Weebtunnel tactics because look at Bloodis. He's on spy, on spawn, and he's just checking for off classes. So they will know that Mr. Epic is on sniper now.
Mr. Epic only just now rolling up to the scene, helped with getting some eyes on the underneath, taking a little bit of lobby control for the rest of his team. Mr. Epic is finally on the scene. Can't really decide where they want to go because they know there's an enemy sniper here. They know War's waiting. They've done this before, trying to get a little bit of a ground here for Mr. Epic to take a charge shot, but he won't be able to get too far. And actually the damage is really strong from Jimbot, almost able to pick off Muki entirely. But now we do see a little bit of a rotation here, trying to find another angle, maybe a new route. No, he's going to take so much more damage, he almost gets taken down once again. I think it's going to be very anxious. Oh, what a drop from Muki! He did an amazing job here. He came in from lower while they were all distracted by the sniper play, and as a result, they were able to get onto the Menti, take him down, and now with no Uber to defend against, this is going to be a clean sweep. They do spot out the sentry, and they're starting to get some stickies onto the sentry. It does get taken down, but Jimbot is still alive and doing so much work. It's going to be a complete wipe, except for Zoob and Hildreth, who are currently fighting for their life. Zoob's so low on health, no one's going to be able to push out here from Weebtunnel Tactics, but they do have that Uber ad to work with now.
How many times I've meant to drop so far? Is it like at least the third, maybe even the fourth? I don't really remember, but yeah, was it a good play from Muki or a bad play from Menti? I guess medic mains will have their own opinion. But now Weebtunnel Tactics, they're pushing out of it because their holds, even though they didn't have the Uber, was really good, and now they're back into it. They're back into the round. They have the Uber ad. They could try to build this and push on this. It's 4 minutes left. The Uber are going to be really close, so if they decide to stay here and wait, this is going to be a clear call. They just want to stall it forever, park the bus, and just try to take this narrow win. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them do that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what's expected at this point. When you've got so little time on the clock, people are going to be antsy, they're going to make mistakes, and as we see right here, big damage on the Muki, so hurt. Even Jimbo knows that one little pipe is off. He's waiting for an arrow. He's gonna take it down with the roller from an iron bomber. It doesn't get any worse than that, dude. So that pick is certainly gonna open the door for Ignis to at least jump in. He's getting on top of Hildreth, snuck in perfectly. Did so much damage, but can't quite get the frag. He was halfway between going all the way for the medic, but he got so much damage on Hildreth, he decided to swap over to his new target.
And Mr. Epic again went back to spawn to sniper. Even though they don't have that much time, they're okay with playing it really slow, and I'm assuming they're gonna go green and maybe make some room for Mr. Epic there. And Weebtunnel Tactics are just gonna wait, try not to die. Menti press mouse 2 this time, I guess, and win this.
Yeah, Mr. Epic currently playing in the window here. Gonna get some initiation from War, who's not afraid to get some damage off onto Muki. Can't quite seal the deal though, but he's caught inside of the catwalk. Can at least get a trade. Very respectable in a situation where normally you would just die and that would be a free pick. But either way, we're gonna be seeing Mr. Epic playing in the yard, getting good damage onto this demo. Is gonna be Ignis before he gets taken down. The nut house getting shot by Mr. Epic. Oh, the force comes out. He's so afraid. Menti, excuse me, he's going to be popping off the super, and Jimbo's trying to get into the fray, but it can't even get Martin to pop. That's 3 players down, including a demo, and that's going to be an incredible time for Lowpander. This is a godsend, honestly.
This is grim. This is really grim for Weebtunnel Tactics there. Lowpander was pushing from the left side. Nuthouse is on the heavy, but Uber is just onto Fun, who's going to try to rush onto Nuthouse, but nothing is really accomplished with the Uber so far. But as I say that, Ignis dies and so does Nuthouse, so this is going to be really bad for Weebtunnel Tactics there. Only 3 up, War, Bloodis, and Jimbo. But can they do it? No, Hildreth and Muki with the nice cleanup frags onto everyone, and that's a 4-4. 2 minutes remaining, and I don't know, is it can Lowpander do it, or is it can Weebtunnel Tactics do it? I don't know. Lowpander has they have the momentum, but wow, this is gonna be tight.
It really will, because whoever wins this mid with the medic still alive could seal the deal for this entire match. We're not going to be taking it to a halftime if that happens. We're going to be seeing Jimbot getting eyes on some players. Blood is taking a very early initiation onto the high ground here. There are players playing so passively. Ignis might even be able to catch out someone. Mookie can be jumping over the top. Tries to spam a ward. He's aware of it, but they actually have Jimbo with the sticky trap able to get onto that. Mr. Everhall is going to get cleaned up by Ignis inside the kitchen. Seeing a little bit of lag here, but that's not going to stop the rest of Weebtunnel Tactics from taking control of this mid. Martin is so low on health, but he is going to be able to get out thanks to Funds. Able to dance around Ignis, but he's going to get cleaned up by War, who currently is trying to decide how he wants to do it. He wants to take an arrow before he continues. And we're going to be seeing some initiation from the soldier and the demo while the rest of the players respawn. This could be an easy hold for Lowpander if they can pull one out right now.
Well, Weebtunnel Tactics are already in. They're going super deep onto the, trying to get their Uber ad used. Eardress is super weak. He's going to get cleaned up by Jimbot, and now some Kaitam is going up by Bloodies, but Eva is finally used onto Mr. Epic. They're only 3 up now. They have to clean up the frag. Or this is GG, but they nicely get Warrior and Bloodies. What a hope from the 2 scouts, where everyone is back in, and Jimbot cleans up the points, and that house caps it. That's 5-4 for Weebtunnel Tactics, and they did it. They took a map.
That was so tense right there at the very end. Like, Martin getting out was such a big part of Lowpander's chance of survival, but that entire exchange on last was just not what they needed. So we're going to be seeing a victory from Weebtunnel Tactics in the wake of a Pocket Soldier mix-up for both these teams. Weebtunnel have managed to replace the Pocket with War and pick up a phenomenal demo, I must say. Jimbot really shown this match.
Yeah, he had a really good game, and so did War too, so I felt like that swap just really helped the team tremendously for both of the players. And whoa, who would have thought that Weebtunnel Tactics would take a map? Kind of unexpected. I'm really disappointed of Lowpander performance, but again, not trying to undermine Weebtunnel Tactics, but is Lowpander actually trying? I feel like I'm gonna ask myself this question throughout the whole evening, because if they actually care, they could take this game easily, but they're just 1 map behind now.
That is right. They didn't even get a consolation point, potentially 2. They're going to get nothing for that map, despite the comeback they mounted, all due to that 1 little round. So now they're going to have to hope that maybe they can get their 3 points back in Sunshine, which is making its return to the European scene.
Oh, but just before we speak about Sunshine, look at the logs, and look at Jimbot pulling up the 10k, like 3k ahead of everyone else. Really impressive showing from the newcoming demoman. That's actually his first season in Prem when you look at it this way, and really impressive from the English demoman.
Give me a moment while I locate these logs. I do not have the thing that normally would show me the display currently.
And so Jimbot has a really nice game. So did Funds. Look at him, 30 for 15. Really nice damage and kill death ratio for Funds. But it's funny to see that everyone from Weebtunnel Tactics is kind of at the bottom of the rankings when it comes to damage, and somehow they managed to take that game.
Honestly, I think it was all Jimbo. Without a doubt. I mean, he was constantly getting frags in places, and he top fragged for his team, top damaged. Everything he did was a crucial part of their victory plan, and able to create room, create space. I mean, Nuthouse with that back cap can't be understated, especially with this match being so close. If they don't get that back cap on the first round, I mean, this match goes entirely different.
Yeah, I guess probably. Well, that was and Menti with 4 drops. They won a map when their medic dropped 4 times and only used 5 Ubers. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that in Prem.
That's unreal, dude. So many drops, and so he almost dropped more than he popped. That's actually crazy, and they still won. I feel like I don't know how to explain that. Like, how does Lowpander, a seasoned team, not capitalize? I mean, I know there was one time where Menti dropped, and then they got the kill on Martin or something. I remember something like that happening a couple times. But when you look at the deaths of the medics, it's relatively even, and yet somehow, I don't know, Lowpander just didn't capitalize on the drops that Menti had.
Yeah, that's a crumble right there. So you mentioned Sunshine, and one thing I want to say before we start talking about map is, so Lowpander, they're not practicing. Okay, I don't think they're even playing once a week. On the other hand, Weebtunnel Tactics, they are playing. They are, I don't know if they do map talks, but they are actually screaming. That's one thing. So, do Lowpander actually know the map? Do they know how to play it? I mean, they should have better DM. They showed it on the previous map, but if they don't really know how to play the map, and if Weebtunnel Tactics has some tactics ready for them, they could actually take 6 points out of this game.
That would be a disaster, especially this late into the season. When I look at the logs, you're right. Hildreth's only played Sunshine once in the past, literally the last month. I mean, on October 1st, he played once against 7, but the last time he played Sunshine was literally today.
Yes, that might be a thing to take into account, and we'll see what happens on first meet. I think that could give us a proper idea of how ready Lowpander is. And I see Mr. Epic playing Sniper right away, and I don't think Weebtunnel Tactics, I didn't see them checked, maybe I missed it, but I didn't see a spy checking for classes, so they might be surprised by the Sniper from Mr. Epic.
Yeah, we're going to see how it comes into effect here. So you see the players of Weebtunnel Tactics spreading out very evenly. Nuthouse going to get taken down here all alone on the Tetris area. That's going to open up the door for Mookie to just jump in, take a clean frag onto the medic, and the War, gets headshot by Mr. Epic. Mookie does get taken out by Jimbot, and that's going to be a little consolation prize here, but they're not looking good. Martin, though, will be alive.
And on the crits.
He is on Kritzkrieg.
That's interesting to see. Mookie got Menti really early, though, so maybe if they can stall the push a bit, they can have some kind of Uber going on. And the Bloodies is already building a gun on the left side of Flash. Sunshine is really hard last to push in, though, by the way, so even when you have the Uber, and this is a crits, so if War and Pyro can reflect the first sticky and then the gun do the rest, this is gonna be a hard one for Lowpander.
Yeah, we're gonna be seeing Mr. Epic peeking on the right side before getting taken down by War. But the crits is gonna get popped off, and the sentry can't even spot them from the spot, so they're gonna get shot onto Ignis and throw some other stickies around. Not quite getting enough stickies to really cause some problems here. They're waiting around the sentry and finally do take it down. But Martin's just kind of sitting in the window looking at his players, and nothing's really happening. No other initiation. They just got one kill and nobody else pushed. They put all their hope onto that one crits play, and they have a 2-man advantage. Jimbot is down. They didn't even push.
Oh, that was a bad crit. Oh. Oh, that was a bad crit. But Mookie doesn't care about crits, he doesn't care about sentries, he doesn't care about Pyro. Eagle Spy is from the under. He's already on the point, though, and but there's a Pyro. War is on Pyro, so he might check it. So I don't. Is Spy the correct pick here? I don't know. Mookie maybe will prove me wrong, but War is actually checking. Oh, and he's getting checked. Mookie down. But is that enough for Weebtunnel Tactics to push her? I don't think so. Martin is still on the Kritzkrieg while Menti has the Uber, but Menti dropped already tonight, so seeing him drop to the crits wouldn't surprise me at all.
Crits is ready now. Mr. Epic taking a couple flare guns from War, who's prepping for this Pyro update, honestly. I think he's ready for the Pyro pocket meta to evolve, so he's putting on the suit.
Yeah, I thought this game would be the end of an era, but maybe it's actually the start of an era. And as I said, the gun and the sentry, the NG are taken down by Mr. Epic. And the Uber has been forced onto Menti. I think he funds when it funds. I think he forced the Uber and he stayed alive and killed Menti. What happened there? Martin used his crits, but to no use, I didn't think Organic Drag Soup cleans Jimbot, and now it's only War without the jetpack, but with the scores. He gets cleaned up. No.
But Nuthouse is not afraid. He's jumping into the fray. He's on top of Hildred, who's so low on health, and no, the arrows from Martin can't save him. Martin's gonna have to back out here. Mookie going for a last-ditch effort on that cap, couldn't pull it off. and now Martin barely going to have an advantage here, if any. It's not going to be able to catch out Menti. He's going to be going for the cap, but Funds is not afraid either. He's going in on last. He's playing around the corner, trying to juke away. Does manage to stay alive, and that's going to be a problem for Menti and Ignis. Bloodis on the point. Menti going to get juggled here and finally getting taken down by Zoob, who will get pistoled down by Bloodis. Also retaliated by Mr. Epic, who's now rushing in through the lower dungeon. Going to be catching out War, who gets 2 clean rockets. Actually going to take him down there. So that's a very good job here, but he might get caught out himself, and he does. Mookie going to get that frag. Players are just dropping back and forth. I bet you Mookie's going to be the next one to die.
Well, Mookie doesn't care. He's in. He's trying to go for Jimbot, and the crit is used on Ildred again, but he doesn't hit anything. The stickies doesn't connect, and Nerdhouse is back on the heavy, gets Martin and Ildred. What are these crits? They're really, really bad. You have to try something different.
I don't know, man. It's just not working. But they do have a lot of players in dungeon right now, coming on to the heavy on last. There's actually maybe a soldier and Funds almost going to clean it up. They could just get that last rocket. They do, but he couldn't get onto the point. Jimbo jumped to it, and now Lowpander has their first round on the board, despite such a very scatterbrained attempts with crit squeak and everything. They finally pulled it off because Weebtunnel just left their last to 1 or 2 players susceptible.
I don't really know what I'm watching. Is that Prem? That's really... Martin, you're still on crits. What is this? I don't understand.
On that crits and Mr. Epic on that sniper. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? But Ignis, getting shot by Mr. Epic at the choke point. It's a very good defensive play, but War's going to get onto the choke, doing some good damage here. So low on health here. Mr. Epic going to finally get healed up, but they're so split apart that it's not going to be looking to their advantage here. Nuthouse and Bloodis are just having a clean game right now as they walk into the mid, getting some good damage. Going to pick up their 4th frag between them all. Very good job, but Jimbo is down, so
Martin is already out.
Consolation.
He's gonna have the crit soon, and look at Fun. Fun is ready to fight, and he's getting helped by his medic. Can he get another frag onto Bloody onto the point? No, looks like his team is helping Bloody, so it's good. Uber is used on Menti, and Nuthouse and Bloody's combined fire to kill Martin, so no crits for Lowpander, and Fun's dies as well. He couldn't get out of this, so they could try to push there. There's no heals on the Lowpander side, so if you have Weebtunnel tactics, you can make it 1-1 if you decide to push there.
Instead, there's 3 players down with their medic, only just now spawning. A lot of aggression from Weebtunnel tactics on the right side. They're clearing stickies onto the point. Nuthouse is just going to get the cap time on it. Zoo taking a lot of damage. Going to get cleaned up here by Nuthouse, but the frags from Lowpander are not to be trifled with. But Jimbot walks onto the point, gets a nice pipe and a follow-up. Sticky will be able to take down Martin, and that's going to get them the cap. Jimbot is unstoppable. He is literally a machine.
Jimbo, why did you play earlier? That could have been such a different season. Yeah, that could have been a really incredible season for Weebtunnel Tactics, because you're pounding, man. So nice and strong showing from Jimbot, and is Martin still on crits? I have to check this, and apparently it is, so it's probably going to be perma crits for Martin, whatever happens in this game. Mr. Epic is still sniping on the choke. I'm expecting Weebtunnel Tactics to be aware of that. Look at Warlock going super deep, but Funds gets Menti really early onto that mid, so now all Lowpander has to do is to play around Martin, and they don't do that. He's alone on Flower. Finally gets a frag onto Bloodies, and now only Nuthouse is up onto the point versus Funds and Mookie, so this is going to be GG for the Finnish scout, and this mid goes in favor of Lowpander, mainly thanks to Funds, who got Menti really early.
Yeah, Funds is also unstoppable. It's really incredible to see him just take a fight. It reminds me of the Clockwork days where he can just walk forward, hit every shot, and then get out.
The control point is alert.
And the heavy is online for Weebtunnel Tactics Nuthouse again, and Bloodies with the gun again. But the crit is used onto Funds, and Martin dies to Ignis. Come on, man, what are you doing here?
I really don't know what they're doing. They're playing like this is the last game of TF2 they'll ever play, which might be a little bit more, saying it out loud is a little bit eerier than I thought, but actually a nice little jump from Mookie, who was able to sneak in through the staircase, got onto Menti and took him down, and also healed with the sticky trap, able to pick up on a Nuthouse. Jimbot is also so very low, but they do have a sentry on last to protect their players while they wait for their medic to respawn here. Martin, please tell me he's on. Yes, he's on a medigun now. He's building up an advantage, but not very big. And actually, War on top of the medic is going to get taken down by a nice pipe from Hildreth, who is also finally waking up. and is ready to play.
So that's a 30% ad, 40% ad for Martin now. All they have to do is wait for the Uber, push on the gun, get the gun down and win the round. But I don't know if it was Funs being too aggressive there or Jimbot playing very well, but in the end the Welsh scout dies, and that could be a setback for Lowpander. They have no scouts right now. Mr. Epic is still on sniper. They take the sentry down. They could push with that Uber ad. Looks like they want to go from the right side onto Idrith and Zub. Ignis is committing really hard. But War gets Idrith, who wasn't flashed by his medic, so that's over. The push is done. Nice play from War, saving his team there, and Menti has 90% ad, and looks like Weebtunnel Tactics want to push out of this.
They will be able to pick up Funds here, also, who is a little bit too aggressive on the right side. Gonna get taken down here, so now they're gonna be waiting on top of Mookie, who actually managed to pick up a kill in dungeon. Gonna be jumping to no avail into the face of Nuthouse, the Tomislav heavy. And now Mr. Epic currently on sniper, trying to get a lined up shot onto War. Can't quite do it, and a little bit of a juggle might even take him down thanks to that sticky from Jimbot, but Mr. Epic will survive. And now he's gonna get into position to defend this midpoint, even though Menti has Uber. Oh, what a bomb from War! He tried to slide across the slope in the alley, or the valley, excuse me, and he got absolutely destroyed by a combination pipe and meat shot from Funds.
Did Funds force the Uber on his own onto Menti, on the flower, surrounded by 4 players? What is that? What is this game? This shouldn't have happened, but I think like many things shouldn't have happened, and as I said, Uber is finally used by Merton onto Zoo, but Bloodies sneakily got the mid caps, and this is a nice cap for Weebtunnel Tactics. They can fight back, they're gonna have better spawners, and it looks like they want to fight this. Look at Nuthouse getting super aggressive onto the pawn, onto Mr. Epic, and nice play from Weebtunnel Tactics. They just baited a really bad Uber from Lowpander, and now they're in control.
Yeah, they're rushing in through the cafe, getting all the space they can. They have a 50 ad, so if they can take the second point without losing Menti, they could have potential here to take the round even. Jimbot, a late death though, or excuse me, early death in this exchange.
Oh, Nuthouse was so close to get Martin on the flank, but he finally gets cleaned up by Mookie, and with Jimbot and Mookie
no, Menti, no!
Menti getting only Idrith is trying. He got the pipe onto Menti for the Uber, but Martin doesn't quite have it. He's only 80%. But can he escape? He escapes somehow. Ignis doesn't have the time to shoot at the last rocket. Who would have got the medic? And Mookie get Ignis and Menti. It's a nice play from the Finnish soldier. And now this is a push onto mid from Lowpander. There's some action going on. I don't understand quite everything, but what matters is that Lowpander is back in that game and they have the mid.
Lowpander soldiers are on top of their game right now. Gonna pick up War, who tried to go for a cheeky little play in the corner. Ignis asking if Martin was literally 1 HP on that escape. I think he was in the single digit, but not quite 1 health. I'd say maybe 6 or 9 HP. They are going to be able to pick up Nuthouse too, who also tried to make a play here, and the soldier bomb from Mookie.
Ignis was on spawn! Oh, nice. He gets out of the spawn and forces Martin with a 2 nice rocket. Martin didn't take the risk, and he uses it. And that salvages the situation for Weebtunnel Tactics. I don't think Lowpander can push on this. The Bloodies is on heavy, so that's a shit ton of HP you have to take down if you want to push this. So I think they're just gonna wait outside, try to build this Uber. They know Weebtunnel Tactics aren't gonna push out because this is too tight to push out from, and we're not that late into the game, so they have time to wait. So what's gonna happen now? I think Mookie's just gonna kill himself, and Mr. Epic is gonna go back in spawn and play sniper.
Killing yourself is not the way. You can attempt. You can make an attempt.
Yeah.
You know.
Serious talk.
It's not about sacking. It's about attacking. But more importantly, it's about tracking. Okay, moving on. We got War in the dungeon, working his way up the slope here. He might actually be able to catch out. Nobody even noticed him. Mr. Epic almost had a chance here. And so War is in a great position to just jump in, catch out Martin completely unaware. Does finally go for it, gets the horse off, and that's going to be a great job. But Menti got dropped. How?
You can't have the Menti. Don't do it again. Don't throw. You can win even with Ubers, I promise you. But apparently Weebtunnel Tactics, I don't know if they're used to not playing with Uber, but that was a really nice hold once again. That force from War helped quite a lot, obviously, but they only lost Ignis into that fight, so I guess they are master into holding without Ubers.
The control point is being tested.
They seem to have it down, and that really works to their advantage with how many times Menti's dropped in the past hour. They definitely have to learn how to play without Ubers when you've got a medic like Menti.
Ooh, shots fired. But yeah, Menti has, yeah, so does it even matter that Menti has the Uber? I don't know anymore, but yeah, look at Jimbo, it doesn't care. Maybe my med has the ad, I'm pushing anyway. He gets Hildreth, and Hildreth gets Menti with a rolling pipe, and Ignis gets Martin with a counter jump. What is this game? Fonz has a one-on-one to win versus Nerdhouse, and he does it. And I think that's an achievement, no? When you're the only one alive on the server.
Maybe. You know, Fonz might be familiar with that achievement, though. It might have already happened, you know, any number of times that he was the last player alive in a 1v4.
And now he's playing on his own 1v3 versus the combo of Weebtunnel tactics, and he manages to escape. He fights War Under and he gets the frag. Fonz, what are you made of? Please stop it. This is savage. And now, no pocket. Lowpander is pushing. They are the better DM. They know about it. Jimbot gets cleaned up by Mickey, and Menti has a bad position, but he finally escapes onto the lobby. He's alive. He's well and healthy, but Ignis is not. Ignis is dead. 3 people are dead on Weebtunnel tactics, and Zoop looks like he wants to lead this charge.
Terrific, taking a 1v1 on the left side, does get taken down by Bloodus though, and Mookie tried to make it in, got air blasted and taken down by the Tomislav Heavy there.
And they beef. I don't know what was the plan here.
Jimbo taking a lot of damage though, almost got taken down, but Fonz is just causing so much havoc here. Rushing underneath, pulling players left and right, front and center, but War is no longer having any of it. He's going to take him down in dungeon. And looks like finally Weebtunnel Tactics will take control of the second point.
So maybe it doesn't matter, but I would say that Menti has Uber. You take it and make whatever you want from it, but he has the charge, and so does Martin. The bomb is coming from War onto the church above the point, and Menti is not committing. Ubers are finally traded, but it's a slightly better one for Weebtunnel Tactics, I would say. Look at the health onto This is really weak. No pocket scout for Menti, so it gets jumped. Oh, the walking was so close from Zoo, but Menti escapes. He's getting cleaned up by Fonz though, and only War and Nerdhouse are in. But War in the backlines. Jump from Martin, but nice defense from Hildreth. One clean pipe onto the jumping soldier, and okay, I'm gonna go for it. This should be a round for Lowpander if they don't throw another time.
Bold words for a team that can play without Ubers, but War is currently down. He'll be respawning in a moment. He is going to be up for this push. He is on that pyro, throwing in some nice area denial with that scorch shot, able to do some great knockback here. The Uber advantage is in Martin's favor, but you know, it's Sunshine last. I think that's more to the key of Weebtunnel's defense rather than just being good in a fray, dealing with an Uber and a team pushing. We're going to be seeing initiation from lower. Zoo going to be jumping into the face of a Heavy. Going to get completely denied here, but Jimbo might get cleaned up here. That's going to be a very crucial pick here, but the Pyro is playing around the gun, able to keep the air blasting alive, and that's a very good core there to have the gun constantly shooting and being completely denied all the spam that would take it down. But Fun's going to be walking in here now, getting good damage onto Ignis and the Pyro. It's a cleanup fest, and Zoo gets taken down though. It's a Heavy on the point. Nuthouse doing so much damage, but can't make it happen. And Lowpander will take their second round after 20 minutes almost.
What was that round? That was way too long. Yeah, finally Uber used to put to good use, I would say. That wasn't really a really nice push, but at least I gave them a clean entry onto the last, and then the superior DM did the trick. And I think for the first time in that matchup, Weebtunnel Tactics are behind.
Yeah, you're right. This is the first time we've seen Lowpander take a lead, but will they hold on to it or even carry it even further beyond? Zoo gonna get some good damage on the War, but War is playing very comfortably on top of the tower. Gonna get a nice pipe though.
Nice.
Very afraid. Gonna get cleaned up here. And Menti grabs a frag on a Zoo, but Ludus will also go down, and now it's Menti split apart from Nuthouse, and Hildreth's gonna be able to do some good sticky. So he wasn't quite ready for it. He does a little 360, able to get the pipe onto Menti very late into that exchange. So with a very late medic death, we're gonna be seeing Lowpander not even owning the midpoint. Mr. Up are gonna go back for it. They will have a huge advantage, but with not getting that mid cap, they might not even be able to get into second without using their Uber.
Menti is still dead, and Weebtunnel Tactics, it don't look like they want to contest that second. I already hear a gun from that house onto the last. Was that a direct hit? No. Okay, I think I saw War on that direct hit, but maybe that was a trick of the lights. He's on the sniper. He's going to peek from the shoutout over. Funds is there, and he's getting baited by War. It doesn't die though. Nice strafe there from the Welsh scouts, and Uberad is going to come in action now on Funds and Hildred. The heavy is there, trying to kite this as much as he can. Bloody spawn class, he changes class and it doesn't die. But Ignis finally dies. The sentry is dead as well, so it's now another DM fight in favor of Lowpander. Nuthouse is a frag. It was Jimbo dies to nice arrow from Martin, so now it's only the combo and Bloodis, but War is 6 HP, finally dies onto that Pyro class he loves so much, and Menti gets a soul! He's 16 HP!
One juggle is all it's going to take, but Zub is out of rockets and health. He's looking, trying to pick up another weapon, and he's going to get killed here. He goes for the pickaxe attempt, but Angus will be able to clean up on that, and Funds is the only player alive, but we know he's going to stay alive. That's just the way Funds do. See that? He wins a 1v1 against Nuthouse. Is able to get the pack as well, and get back into the fray. He's not afraid, dude. He's right back into it. He's getting into the face of Jimbot, but he's going to walk into Stickies. You can't escape Stickies, Funds. You got to jump over those, dude.
Muki tried to jump someone onto the lobby. Kind of a questionable play here. So 5v4 with the Blue. Maybe they're gonna push out of this because Blood is switched back to Scout. He was on NG, and the Jimbot is poking from the balcony area. But War trying to go a little too deep there. It gets lit up, but he damages. He's just on the process. He gets a frag onto the moment. And Menti dies as well to that nice Uber from Zub. The nice pop there from Martin. Mr. Epic kills Blood is under. This is another DM fight going on. DM Fest, I would even say. Jimbot is getting rushed by Fonz, and now it's only Ignis, and that's a 3-1 in favor of Lowpander. And that previous fight was already so close. That's only logical that Lowpander takes that round.
Yeah, I think at this point, even though we've been seeing a lot of back and forth here, we don't see Weebtunnel Tactics taking initiative, getting the advantages and holding on to them, and that's going to make it harder to bridge this 2-round gap as they go into this next mid fight. We do see Jimbot often go Valley, getting an early sticky on.
Funds on Pyro, but he doesn't have a jetpack. Not yet. It's tonight. It's later. No. Don't do it now. And Menti dies to Muki. He bombed in and gets as well. Jimbot as well. And Funds get a frag onto Wall. What is this game?
Just Nuthouse move. He's gonna get into the fray. Does get the pick thanks to Mr. Epic's nice little pistol, and I think that's the nail in the coffin. They weren't expecting Funds on Pyro, and he actually was able to be a key factor in 2 frags at that midpoint.
Neither was I. Neither was I. I saw him on the scoreboard, and I was surprised. So think about Paul Weebtunnel Tactics there. They saw that guy coming onto mid, and wow, that was a. This is EU gimmicks at its finest now. There's a gun. I think Bloodis played more NG than Scout this game, and so did War played more Pyro than Soldier. So yeah, this is when we look back at this log in a couple months, we'll look at it daily thinking this is when the jungle update started.
This is where it all began, ladies and gentlemen. The Pyro update has made it viable in 6s. We can see now they're using the Pyro solely to air blast and extinguish the teammates. And Muki is going to be taking a lot of damage. Comes in for the Market Gardener, but the air blast keeps him at bay. And another reflect with the rocket. I want to see a dodgeball battle right now between Funds and War. Here it comes! No, it was almost there! Shiva will get the frag on the Funds now, and it proved that War is definitely the better Pyro in this exchange. He serves the sticky trap into the face, spamming that flamethrower, getting so much damage onto Mr. Epic, but can't quite get the frag. Mr. Epic going to be rotating out through the choke point. He's going to stay alive, get arrowed up, and live. But War is staying on the Pyro. It's the meta, ladies and gentlemen. It's finally happened.
And Uber is used by Martin to save Muki. Ildred is also super weak, and Mr. Epic is trying to get that Uber onto the lobby. But what can he do against a Pyro? Nothing. Apparently War getting cleaned up by Ildred in the process. Only 3 people up from Weebtunnel Tactics. Menti dies a nice fight from Ildred. So does Bloodis, and only Nuthouse is up now. And this is another round for Weebtunnel Tactics. And now I don't care about the score anymore. I just want to see what Lowpander will bring to the next mid.
with a 4-1 lead, it's going to be really tough. We're going to be seeing Ignis deciding to go for that sniper play here, throwing away another important soldier class and opting to go in the route of a sniper.
Fonz is still on Pyro.
Yeah.
This is actually happening.
I mean, get used to it. This is going to be the same thing next week when we see Pyros jumping on top of the tower next week for Sunshine. Taking complete control up top, but Nuthouse currently getting an early frag on a Mookie. Not going to allow him to go any further because Mookie was actually on scout in that mid. So one soldier apiece for both teams. But Ignis currently trying to get a shot off. Zoob will get taken down here by Chimbot. And War putting some good damage at the choke point. Funz is also keeping the throwing stickies back into the face of Jimbot, who might even det on his stuff. We saw it earlier in Snakewater. He dead his own sticky on himself. War going to be jumping into the pack. Going to be constantly get hit by the detonator. Now the Uber exchange is going to be happening over to the choke point. Menti and Martin are chasing each other. Menti going to be getting on top of the shack, going to be rotating out. War hurry. Oh, what a shot from Ignis, but they leave Jimbot to die. And Mr. Epic will be able to get that frag. And Martin, a little bit too far forward, going to get taken down here. Hildreth is the only player alive. Gets a nice pipe onto Nuthouse. But Nuthouse will stay alive and get that frag. Menti also gets dropped by Zoob, who's still alive, still in Cafe. Gonna be going to the mid, or the second point, excuse me. Gonna be running around with the stick out.
Ignis can spawn camp on Sniper. He can do it, really? He's aiming there, he's behind the crate. He can't do anything there. Ignis, what are you doing? A mini sentry is up from Mickey. And the power from Fonz. Okay, I've never casted a game like this. I don't know how to do it. The NG is pushing onto the lobby. He's held by his Pyro, who gets the frag on the sniper. Is this Highlander?
No, it's not. It's Prolander. The evolution has happened. We finally see the players are using every tool in the kit. And the spam from the flare gun is all Warrior can do. As they need to take down that sentry, but it's too far away. He's just throwing flares, hoping to connect one more to take it down, but that's all it's going to need for the sentry to come right back up, because it's a mini from Mookie.
So let's hope meta here. Do you think Sunshine is the best map to have a Pyro on? I'm not sure. It looks quite open.
I mean, give him a jetpack and he's unstoppable, honestly.
Oh yeah, because the meta will change in 2 hours. I should think. Keep that in mind. Yeah. So maybe this is just experiment. Mickey flagged from under on NG and forced Menti. What? No.
That's exactly the kind of momentum Lowpander need to get, using that route, that little dungeon area to let Mookie in and open up the door. I wonder if Lowpander's going to find an opportunity to push out here with their Pyro Uber. It's very understated here. Mr. Epic's going to get a shot onto Ignis. That's going to be a great frag, because now with Ignis and Sniper dead, they have a lot more opportunities to get their Pyro into the fray.
I'm speechless. Yeah, another Pyro NG battle onto the lobby, won by the officer. I think some people from TF2 just sent a mail to Lowpander. Hey guys, update is coming tonight, so if you want to have a last taste of old TF2, it's gonna be now or never. So I think Funz sent an email back saying Roger, and it's playing Pyro now. I don't know. And okay, so this is official. There is no scouts on Lowpander.
There are no scouts anywhere. Nuthouse, the only player staying true to his calling. And he's going to be actually very important here, because Funz is going to run up to Jimbot and get a reflect kill with the pipes on. Nuthouse could have prevented that, but instead he's going to be picking up onto Zoob and Mookie. Two very respectable picks, but when you're the only scout in the game, that's how it's going to go. We do see a force from Mr. Epic, who's able to pick up on the Nuthouse. The only other scout in play. He's going to be rushing forward now through the lobby's eyes on the Warher. Yeah, and he's going to get taken down, and a follow-up frag onto Menti will take him down. He's going to clean up one more, make it a hat trick. And that'll be Ignis's death. Looks like Lowpander are going to be able to hold on to this last, thanks to the meta that is Scout.
I just want to point out that everyone was complaining the game was really Stalemate. We have some off classes going on, and this was one of the longest holds we've seen tonight. So, you know, maybe Pyro isn't the answer. We should have given the heavier jetpack.
If only we knew at the time what was available to us. We should have given Heavy a jetpack. That certainly would have made things much better. And we're going to be seeing some Dead Ringer action from the Spy. And a follow-up from Funz, who's so low on health. One more shot's all he's going to take. He's so low, misses his air blast, and is going to be taken down by the pipe from Jimbot is now walking forward into the heavy. Zoob is just fisting as much as he can. He's so close, can't quite get it, and Menti's going to have his Uber now. 95%, they're going to be walking forward, taking down the players that choke. But the sentry behind the shack is doing so much work. Ignis going to be sapping it and getting the frag. And now we're going to be seeing the cap from Weebtunnel Texas as they retake the middle. But we almost have an Uber ready from Martin, who is now going to be getting onto his Pyro Funds. Funds is so low on health, the Uber isn't even going to force stop. Finally, it does. Going to be able to take down Jimbot, and Menti gets backstabbed by Mookie, so now they're going to be retaking the cap point here at any moment. There's only a minute left. Certainly, they can close this out with a 5-1, really set the tone for the rest of the meta. And Blood is actually behind with some other players. So many players of Weebtunnel Tech is behind at the choke point, trying to get a shot off. A nice little arrow there is going to be able to clean up onto Bloodus, and Zoo is going to get that frag here. But they're going to leave Martin all alone, and War's going to get the frag. He's on scout. He's found his true calling. It's not Pyro. It's not Soldier. It's not Demo. He's now walking his way forward here into the cafe. No, he sees the scout, the Funds at the corner. But Funds will get taken down by Jimbot instead, and the cap will go off. They need to get this round if they want to have any hope of the rest of their season here.
Wow, okay, so that was 10 minutes of garbage time. And this is all good fun and all, but I'm pretty sure many people on the server would like this game to be over, and I would understand them because can they? I don't know. Okay, you know what? I'm leaving it to you. I can't do it
10 seconds
anymore.
left, and we're going to be seeing what can happen here. Bloodus can't make it happen. They exercise the Ambassador shot, gets taken down by Mookie, who pops out the Spy Crab taunt, and that's going to be the GG's in chat. 2 seconds on the clock. It'll be a 4-1. Lowpander bringing it back with a significant lead, and, you know, Weebtunnel cut their losses. They knew with their previous map win, they had their 3 points. That's all they need. They don't need to invest too much brain power for the rest of this match, and that will be it. Well, I think we got a taste of something really rare here, Ombrack. I mean, I got goosebumps here. This is exciting to watch. That was a joke, Ombrack. Have we lost Ombrack?
Yeah.
Oh man, his brain is shut off from all the idiots, all the bad players.
I don't know. It's not really my cup of tea, I would say. If this is what's gonna wait for us when the updates come out. This is probably gonna be without me because that was garbage. I don't know. I felt like I don't know. I will leave the viewers to have their own opinion, but I could have done without what I've just witnessed.
We'll talk more about it if anyone hops in for the interview, but we can at least talk about the stats. I mean, if it's any consolation, Ombrack, nobody was so much of an off class that it was their main class in the logs. Jimbot was the only person outside of the medics to stay true to their craft. I mean, Hildreth even went engineer, which was at some point in that match. But when you look at the damage here, Jimbot, once again, a commanding performance, breaking that 10k mark. Very, very important. He also took 300 damage per minute as a demo man, and he died one of the least times in the server, 19.
Oh, impressive showing. I don't know what to say. Like, how can you even read these logs?
No, it's totally valuable, man. We're talking about a demo who's, you know, a natural part of the meta. Jimbot is, I'm not sure what other seasons he's played, if he's played this season at all. But I mean, this is a very commanding performance for his debut.
Oh yeah,
with the newly formed Weebtunnel.
That's he pulled off to 10k on both maps, so that's good for him. Martin going 6 for 8, I guess. Yay. And I don't know, House with 36 kills, 32 being on scout in 22 minutes. That's a pretty good performance from the Finnish scout. But other than that, I think when your original tactics here, you just, the only thing you take from this evening, you got 3 points, and that's all that matters.
What else could you need? I don't really know how to read these stats because there's so many, like, for example, it's pinning up Mookie versus Menti. Not really sure how valuable that is as a kill versus kill.
Well, Martin got 6 frags, so if Menti had 0, it's probably really, really bad. That's my read. Well, actually, Nethouse is being there twice. On the left side, which is
even.
Yeah, but 2 on the left side, left.
Yeah.
Which is better, obviously. So
Yeah, I actually have no idea how to read this. I don't know what it means. We can just look at the normal frags on top of the thing. Like, just pull up the little thing. Not that thing. The thing that shows the frags that they got on each individual class. It's at the bottom of the log here. I don't know if we have a... We can't show that, unfortunately. But we can look at this. This lovely little thing here. Very even damage across the board for the most part. I'm actually kind of surprised about that. The damage is neck and neck the entire way through.
Yeah. Again, speechless.
Okay, this is a good stat to talk about. So we see Lowpander with a commanding performance on the entirety of the map. In fact, the only place that we saw, Weebtunnel Tactics holding on to their strengths was on their last, and even then, they only defended against it maybe once or twice, and for the rest of it, we saw commanding, Lowpander getting the best of the last cap and capping it off, throwing things down. I mean, if you look at it, Nuthouse was dominating every single mid-fight, and then Mr. Epic on last and second particularly was doing so much work as well that it was pretty much up to only Nuthouse and Jimbot on their last in terms of, a dominating performance. Like, when you look at these numbers, Nuthouse and Jimbot were pretty much the only people getting frags outside of their last, and they were still getting the most on their last. We barely even saw Lowpander's last point, That was the thing, is the entire round, the entire game, Weebtunnel Tactics couldn't find that momentum shift. They couldn't find that advantage to take control of second, take control of last. They only had their one round, and I barely even remember that round. It was so long ago. It feels like aeons ago when we had that dominating, or at least one round win from Weebtunnel Tactics. And then Lowpander just found their stride. But I think now we can bring the players in, Ombrack, and I can actually lead some of the discussion here since you're kind of ventilating and breaking down from this display.
I can't wait to ask about the pyro strategy. Yeah, I can't wait.
All right, we'll unlock these players. We have with us today Mr. Epic, Funds, Hildreth, and Martin.
This is how little care they give to the rules. They bring 4 people into the interview channel.
You have problems?
Foxes had all of their team last season.
I didn't know there was a rule.
It's fine. We'll deal with that. So what a game. I don't know where to start. So
I got you covered. Okay, so
let's go. Do it.
Let's break it down from Snakewater, where Weebtunnel Tactics really had a strong showing, and it was neck and neck the whole time. I was so proud of you guys for always getting a response round within 2 minutes. You lost the first round to the back half to Nuthouse, and then immediately took a 1-minute round. That was just an incredible comeback. How did the rest of it really unfold for the rest of you guys in terms of Snakewater, with how everything went back and forth, and unfortunately with the ending loss?
Who wants to answer?
We just pushed out of last.
Yeah.
Yep.
Doesn't usually work.
It turns out if your main caller and probably one of your best players isn't playing, then you're going to struggle.
Yeah, we had
Very
no coordination.
unfortunate. Yeah.
No, there's not much to explain. That's basically it. We just had no coordination.
Mm-hmm. Well, still, that first match was just a very enjoyable experience. The back and forth action. Like, I was so happy to see an entire 9 rounds, maybe 10 even. Yeah, 9 rounds played in the course of a 30-minute match. It almost feels like Snakewater is no longer what it used to be.
That
we at least have some back and forth.
Teams are making bad mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
That was about it.
And we're getting joined by Bloodies as well, so might as well ask him about Snakewater too. Bloodies, how do you feel you won a map where Menti almost dropped as much as he's used Uber? Is that a strat?
Well, we can always play with 5 players anyways. We've used it already.
Yeah,
it's funny. We had a similar comment during Sunshine about playing without Ubers. And because you guys did a very good job defending on Sunshine. I think that was more to the fact it was Sunshine last. But you guys do a very good job of diffusing an Uber push and able to hold on to your last for just a little bit longer.
So Bloodless, when you came into that, before coming to that game, did you think you could do something, like take points? Or was it like, yeah, we're playing Lowpander, just...
mean, I was already expecting like last week that like when we were playing against a Lowpander that there will be like some kind of chance because we're already like used to these guys in the past, so that like they're of course like good opponents, but not like the toughest enemies of all time.
Okay,
Like,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Then Sunshine happened.
Well,
And
yeah.
I don't really know. Yeah.
I think we gave up just midway through. It was just, yeah, whatever. We already got 3 points.
That's a lame excuse, bro.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
just the
want to hear
truth,
that.
though.
You just got outplayed by the no scouts, NG, pyro, sniper strategy from Lowpander.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, yeah,
That was a fun
Hildress, was it the most fun game you had this season?
I don't think...
Menti, you're not Hildress. You're not Hildress, Menti.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, as much as he wants to be me. Yeah, it was a fun game. I don't know, we just kind of loosened up after the first map. Funds had an interesting idea. Funds, tell us.
Well, it's just I realised that the pyro update was probably going to come out about an hour after the game finished. So, we've got to just make use of the air blast while it's still there. That's about it, really.
You know, everyone will be watching this game with a sense of nostalgia.
Yeah, last pyro gameplay ever.
The end of an
Before the
era.
update, yeah.
Yeah.
In the Prem, nonetheless.
In Prem.
Well, to be honest, it didn't always feel like Prem, but yeah, I see where you're going. So, again, I don't really know what to ask about Sunshine because it was such a, from my perspective, such a, let's call that a shit fest. And
we're not paid to entertain you.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, now that that happened on Sunshine and the update is coming, what do you reckon will happen in the next game? Will you try to, like, you've renowned for your shenanigans on off-class and all, so do you think you'll give everyone a taste of the update on the coming weeks?
I don't think any of the stuff's going to be allowed in terms of new pyro weapons, but I'm sure after they nerf Scout, I'll have a nice bit of old pyro to play.
Nice little fallback class, you know, you gotta change your mains now while you have an idea of what the future holds.
If the new weapons are allowed, then we're 100% using them.
Well, any weapons that are like introduced newly are gonna be banned for the rest of the season. So
that's the ban hammer.
No, it's just like this.
It's a general thing.
Yeah.
But like we'll like finish the season with what we started it with as well.
Yeah, that's fair. So going back to Weebtunnel tactics, that was another 3 points. You haven't managed to win a game so far. You've only tied versus Ascent and Lowpander. I don't really know who you have to play yet. Okay, so you have to play Swift and Chuckbusters. Do you reckon you can actually pick up enough points to make it to the playoffs? Not that you took 3 points tonight, or what are the objectives now?
I don't think we're aiming for playoffs, but don't know about Swift, but we can definitely beat Chalkbusters if we perform. But I don't know. I don't think that's enough to get playoffs. So whatever. Like we'll just try to get as many points as we can from now on.
So the objective is to put Pappy at 0 points and never let him raise from this.
Yep.
Okay.
Like objective is 6 points against Chalkbusters, I guess, because I think we can win them. And against Swift, we'll just try to do our best.
And Lowpander, will we see more of Zoop, or what is the plan for you guys for the coming weeks?
Zoop. I don't actually know, to be honest.
We potentially have an old friend coming back to play Pocket, but other than that, I don't know. Might have to play with the Zoop again. Or
just reform Lowpander.
Which is no problem playing with Soup.
Yeah, I mean, we have a Pocket for the upcoming LAN event, so we could try them out. But I don't think that'll work next week. Can you tell us who it is? I don't know. Hildreth, do you wanna?
I don't know, like last time we tried to be all mysterious about when we got this player, and then he didn't play for us. Maybe we should just say it, so he has to commit.
Yeah, you have to make it real
Do it
right now.
Well,
say it.
We have a a specific tiger playing for us for LAN.
An endangered species.
An endangered tiger playing for us.
Unfortunately, he's not playing Scout.
Yeah.
Where he's just the best.
He has to go back to the bad class, but, you know, it should fill the void that we've now been left by a Latvian.
I know, the point of the playing this season was this LAN, and when it turns out that Ubers couldn't attend, it was not good news for us. So we're committed, we have to go. So we're gonna go. You know, we have a duty to try and beat Americans even though we're not gonna defeat Banny. Because who can defeat Banny?
Only Banny.
Only Banny can defeat Banny.
Probably his mum though.
No, not even his mum.
That's how tough he is. I don't know if you have any more questions, Ro.
Not particularly.
Because I'm out, so I guess we are going to do the shoutouts now. And we start with Bloodies on top of the list.
Shout out to my team, and shout out to the good Pyro update coming today. Hopefully. I hope.
Good. Yeah, let's pretend it's going to be good. Mr. Epic, do you have any shoutouts?
Well, shout out to my team. And maybe it's probably unusual, but I'm gonna shout out to all the Russians that were rooting for me this whole time.
Hans.
Shout out to my team. Shout out to Hobnobs for letting me stay over his house before I fly off to Sweden, as I have no way to stay in London. And shout out to all the Welsh people that are rooting for me. Thank you.
So that's Yadgink and...
So nobody.
Yadgink.
That's Gink. Yeah,
pretty much.
That's Gink and
That's
Gander.
pretty much it. Ilja, do you have any shoutouts?
Yes, I would like to first of all shout out to Zoob for coming and playing this game and rolling back the years, you know. Zoob is the best gamer because he doesn't talk. That's what makes him great. Shout out to you guys for putting up with an incredible game of TF2. Shout out to Crayon for being a little bitch in Twitch chat. I was going to shout out. I've forgotten who I was going to shout out. I guess I'll just shout out Komori because, yeah, Komori.
And medics now, Martin, do you have any shoutouts?
Shout out to my team and to Gem with his new stupid Twitch name.
Shots fired. And Menti.
Shout outs to you guys for putting up with this great game of TF2. Shout out to fucking Jimbot for playing again now for us when we needed a gamer. And shout out to my scouts for letting me die 20 times and sunshine.
No problem.
That was the shout out I was meant to do. It was to Jimbot for absolutely pounding in this game. Because I remember like 2 years ago.
I've got one more
somebody
shout out. If
asked
that's
me
okay.
an opinion on Jimbot.
No, you had your chance.
And I said he wasn't good, and now he's just pounding everybody. Well, just pounding me. So well played, Jimbot. Absolute beast today.
Hans, you have 2 seconds.
Alright, shout out to Lupus's rec post. I'm gonna post it in chat.
Oh, nice.
We haven't talked about it, but Menti, Snakewater, 5 Ubers, 4 drops. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You're allowed to remain silent.
No. I'll say something about it. There was at some point I had 0 Ubers and 2 drops, and I was already emo. So you can just imagine how emo I feel now about 4 drops and 5 Ubers.
Ombrack, wanna join our team?
I'm already busy dropping for Asen, but if I have time on my schedule for more Uber dropping, maybe.
That in mind.
Ro, do you have any shoutouts to do?
Shoutouts to Pyro before it was the meta.
And I'll shout out everyone who played that game. Really, for science, really entertaining. Shout out to Beater Production for following these crazy shenanigans. Shout out to people who watched that game. I think that was one of the highest viewer counts we had in some weeks. So Maybe
that's a good sign.
Pyro did the trick.
Maybe all of our games should be like this.
I feel bad for the viewers.
Shout out to everyone who's gonna stay up late to see what the update will have, but then will fall asleep before they see anything. And I guess that's it. Follow TFTV on every social media. No, that's not it. Oh yeah, and don't forget to take a look at all the fundraisers going on. I think that's what Peter wants me to talk about. No, that's not it. But do that. There's one for Froyotech, there's one for the prize pool. I think every Lowpander player have personal thing going on as well, so check that.
Yeah, and also tomorrow I will be hosting a show match between two mixed teams made by like the captains will be News and Butnose, and they're gonna be picking some of the best players in TF2, and we're gonna just test out all the unlocks. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. That's gonna be on same time as a normal match would start, which is gonna be at 9 CET ish, and then we're gonna play a bunch of games, test out all the unlocks, and you know, I'm sure there are gonna be some pyros flying around with jetpacks. That's all gonna be tomorrow, and if you tune in, you're gonna be showered in fantastic items thanks to what was it? Whitelist.tv. Like Vitu was like, you gotta give people stuff, but I'm evil and dumb and selfish. But he's like, no, you gotta give people things. And so I said, okay, so we're giving people things as well. There's gonna be some raffles. You can get some items. You can watch some good TF2. You can watch people try to figure out these unlocks in real time. That's gonna be a lot of fun. So that's it. Now I have nothing more to say. So, pretty much what you've seen tonight, but better. Apart from that, that was Ombrack for Weebtunnel Tactics versus Lowpander. Be there on production. Follow me on Twitter, and tune in Sunday for the next game we have. This is going to be a juicy Nunya derby, so don't miss that one. And have a good night, everyone.